Good morning everyone, welcome back to the vlog and to a cold start. Today's agenda is to update you guys with what's happening to the Rally EVO. So we're gonna head down to Motul flagship store and dyno the Rally EVO, but we're also gonna get to pass by Titan and check what is happening with the Acura NSX, because it's been so long since that car was done and the engine was torn down and we basically had major issues, missing parts, and now that everything's complete, Tito said they're finally assembling the engine. So I'm quite curious to know at what stage of assembly they are at already. So we're gonna head down to Titan as well and check out the car and update you guys. First off, we're gonna stop by the car shop so that we can update you guys also with what's happening to the Endurance 55 car, because we're now pulling the fender flares off and we're gonna start molding the stock fenders. So that's pretty exciting to see. And we're gonna also update with what's happening with the RWB Safari 997 Turbo build. And that's another interesting thing because the taillights have arrived from Morimoto and we're going to check that out on the car. Lots of things happening. I think Norman is done with the tow hook also. I'm quite curious to know if the 997 Turbo can actually pull another car on the trailer, or is it just going to be a smaller trailer that we have to build for the Turbo to pull. So fingers crossed. I'm curious because I want to pull the airbag trailer along with RWB Victoria, so when I go to the track it's going to look so good on video. Yeah. So I had to order tie rods for this car, and did you know that Ferrari doesn't sell the inner tie rods separately from the steering rack? So if you go through Ferrari and you had a damaged or loose inner tie rod, you have to buy the whole steering assembly. So good thing there was a website that was selling the inner tie rod and the outer tie rod. So I ordered that for this car so that we can fix the alignment. But yeah, it's so bad. Back here in the car shop, and we have these stock panels for the Miata. Hello, our shop cat. And we have the stock hood for the 997 GT3, which we're going to mold and make our own carbon product as well. But the stock hood for the Miata and the stock rear trunk are almost ready to go ship back to Mazda. These are stock parts that we have here. But yeah, we can get rid of these already so that we can make some space. We're going to be working on some more wheel displays here. And then this S-Class, which has an air leak somewhere, and the fitment boys need to come back and sort it out. Yes, okay, I say hi to you. Come here. Yeah. Oh, you're playful mode. See that? That's you. Posing for the camera. Okay, doing some quick updates, and I needed to replace the window switch on the F430 because the window switch rocker wasn't doing so well. So Norman is staring into that right now, just to replace the window switch. The driver's side window switch is the one that's broken, and then the team of fitment are here to check on the leak of this S-Class, because every time we power up and air up the car, it just basically drops down. Here on the 997 Safari build, we have a functional tow hook. And I'm going to obviously add the light switch. Hopefully this doesn't burn. This is the electrical socket for the trailer lights, and I'm really hoping this idea works. I need to wire this in and connect it to the taillight system so that we have everything working. I might need to insulate this just to make sure that that doesn't melt off. Okay, so here are the Morimoto taillights, and I ended up going with a smoke version of the taillight because for the color that I'm picking, I didn't like the red. So these ones look cool. They look very 992S, and I guess comes with a little resistor block so that the LED doesn't blink like crazy. Look at that, how awesome is that? Excited to see this on. We're gonna test fit this, maybe not today, but we're gonna test fit this. Just waiting for the headlights because those are actually more important, because the fenders of this car are from the 997 GT3. They're not from this car. Just a few more components so that we can assemble this car, and we're gonna do an update also on the Miata. From the last video, you saw us tear into this whole front end, and we're trying to lean the radiator to get more efficient cooling so that we can remove the high pressure zone and vent it out to the hood. So this right now is being done Norman is making some bracketing for it. I have the jack stand holding the radiator up, and that's going to be sorted out. After that, attaching the stock fenders so that we can mold that. Also, the brake duct here has to be adjusted. We're going to move the intake pipe to cool down the center of the rotor. So what happens is when you're cooling the center of the rotor, the vanes can now get the cold fresh air to cool the rotor down even faster rather than sending it to a flat surface here. So that's something I learned from the aerodynamic class that I attended online. And looking now at what Kevin's doing, he is making pahid. What are you making pahid? Wax? So this is a wax so that we can remove any hair. No, not that wax. This is a wax. It's a releasing agent. So when Kevin starts to mold the bumper, he can basically pop the bumper out of the mold, hopefully without damaging it, because that's a brand new bumper Mazda sent to us, and the last thing we want to do is F that up. We have the fender mold. So Kevin's showing us the air curtain. The air curtain in effect. Does he have a small lip here? Oh my god, is that like 500 grams? It's so light. Ilang layers though? 4 layers? It's so light. Wow, that's absolutely light. I love it. Real vacuum formed carbon fiber with our working air curtain. Hopefully that makes a difference and makes the car slipperier. Window switch is working. We had issues with the reverse camera, but Norman got it working. I'm gonna head to Titan now to check on the NSX, and then excited to dyno the EVO and see how much power we are pushing. Since we visited Titan. Wow, they look empty. Let's park here next to the Ferrari. There's the NSX. There's a Scuderia right there. Hey guys, welcome back here to Titan, and it's been ages since we've been here, but the block is on the floor and I don't know what's happening. We're supposed to be looking at the assembly of this already today, and we had issues with the rods. That's why the engine has been on hold. So when I ordered a kit from Science of Speed, they basically sold me a lot of parts. I bought the supercharger, the pistons, the rods, and all the other accessories, fueling, clutch kit, AEM intake, AEM ECU, like the whole 9 yards. And what they didn't tell me is, one, the block pistons needed to be changed. The pistons needed a special lining because the standard lining wasn't gonna cut it. And then next we found out that the connecting rods that we got, because we're gonna boost the motor, needed special brass bushings. And we couldn't get the brass bushings locally, so we ended up having David from HQ Engineering fill in the blanks and make the stuff for me. And that's why it took so long. Oh no, another problem. What's wrong with this side? So Jason said the first hole, this came out. This is basically metal threading from this first hole. But I'm trying to manually turn the screw and it seems fine. Although, is the looseness an issue? I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure this out. So use my phone, and there's a damage in the thread. The other problem is these two bolts sink down well, and this bolt basically with the thread damage doesn't want to go down. This is sad. A sad day. So I was thinking we can bore out this guy, but this wall here is only 13.5 in diameter, which means the wall thickness is only 1 mm each, and that would be insanely thin. So I don't think we can do that. This might mean we need a new block. That completely throws a wrench into the plans of the NSX, and I'm so embarrassed that this is happening because the car has been sitting here for roughly almost a year, and it's insane that we're running into this issue. Everything was going well till that happened, and I still have a lot of plans to fix on this car. New rear wing, wider fenders, wider barrel lips, new paint job. So this is a long ways to go to get finished, and the plan was to bring this car to the Manila Auto Salon, but I don't think it's gonna happen. But they have some nice special cars here. Beautiful green SVJ, 430 Scuderia, 458 Speciale, and another 458 Speciale here, and another 458 Speciale there. So cool. But right now, we're gonna get out of here. Sad to see that the Tita and them were not here, but I'm gonna head to the Motul flagship store now. So I always seem to screw up this because there's a shortcut to get to the flagship store, and I don't know if it's here. We're gonna try this street and see if we can make it. Last time I tried this street, we ended up in a one-way zone. It's all the garbage from the previous typhoon. It's just crazy. The garbage on the road is insane. Like, everything hasn't been collected and it's been a week or so. The roads are so tight. This is the back road. We should have just stuck to the main road. Waze has this tendency sometimes of doing this, sending you down roads that you don't want to go, but this is terrible. I hope the garbage gets collected soon, because that is not only an eyesore but health conditions. Wow, it's such a variance in people. And Jules standing there. I see Ray. Welcome back here to the Motul flagship store, and we are beside the EVO right now, and we're just waiting for the LC300 to get sorted out. There's another truck on the dyno. They're so full today, but this is their dyno over here, and we're just waiting for the LC300. It's a diesel, so it should get tuned right away. After that, I was asking Chino if we can put different map settings on the EVO, knowing that we have the Link ECU with the new boost solenoid. We're gonna tune for maximum boost and then downscale it to map 1, map 2, map 3, so that we're able to toggle it during wet weather and pavement and loose gravel. So that's gonna be interesting. The EVO is everything. No one's ever done anything like this here in Manila, so we're excited to get this going. Okay, so the Land Cruiser's done. It's our turn. Excited to see how much power we are gonna push. Okay, shuffling cars. Jules over here, and Sheena is loading the car inside. The flagship store is jam-packed. The EVO is finally on the dyno. It sounds so good, just idling. And we've made a massive tip. That's a new tip, just a tip. Do we take out the hood? Hood off? Yeah. Or hood on? Hood off. Hood off. Lighter than Jules. Baka mahipan ng dyno. Okay, baka mahipan ng dyno. Diba? For sure matumba ng dyno. Ayan. Four-wheel drive, baby. Before 5,000 RPM, around 4,800, and he was just checking the map, and now he's brought it up to, I won't say red line just yet. Shino was saying that there was a boost spike to about 19 psi, and he doesn't know what's happening. The wastegate is connected to the boost solenoid, so it shouldn't do that, but we do have a blip on the dyno graph, so he just wanted to do visual. We didn't see anything wrong with it, so we're gonna proceed. Hopefully it's just a hiccup.
9 pa rin, 5.5, 10, then it spikes up to this point. There, you know, talagang sudden surge of boost without any duty cycle from the boost solenoid.
I don't hear the nothing. Parang it's just regular setup.
I don't have an explanation for that.
Not today for this car. We have a low batting average here in the Motul dyno, Some of the cars that we brought over have been like questionable to say the least. The Mach 1, RWB Noah, and now the EVO. So I'm asking our good friend Mata if he can help us, but Sheena's also going to try to source out some stock parts so we can rule out issues. And I don't know if it's the turbo or the wastegate, but there's something wrong. It's not giving us power, and you don't hear the screamer pipe going spitting all the boost out. Honestly, I think the turbo.
Me too.
Because the only time we get the boost up is when the turbo's spooling super fast already. But on the low RPM, it's not boosting, so it could be a turbine problem. It's a good thing there's no rally yet. Sad afternoon here. Anyway, on that note, I'm gonna leave you guys and start a new vlog some other day.